Hey, what's up people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Desmond Z. This is the first time you've ever seen me. I am going to do not a TBR because we know, I've said it a million times before, I don't know how to stick to a TBR. So it's just whatever floats my boat at the moment, whatever comes in on the shipment of Desmond's current thoughts is what I will be reading. But these are some books that I am hoping and wishing and praying that I will get to in the month of April. Now, I did a video last month talking about some March hopefuls. I put my hands, I put my eyes, I put my ears to all of those. Did I finish all of them? That's a different story. That's a different story. That's a whole nother page, a whole nother book of thoughts and feelings. But I did put my eyes, ears, and mind on those books. Some of them just didn't hold my attention. Some of them didn't do for me what I thought they were going to do. And then some of them I just wanted to move for, so I skedaddled. Let's move on and get into these April hopefuls, okay? Let's start with I was gonna say Little Mermaid. Let's start with the American Mermaid. Now, I will say, I'm getting like lotion all over this. Like the grease, the residue, the oil from the lotion is seeping onto the cover. My God. So this is about, it's a broke English teacher. She writes a novel and it becomes like a big mega hit, you know, top of the New York Times bestseller, yada, yada, yada. She writes a book about a mermaid, and then so a Hollywood studio comes to her and tells her, hey, look, baby girl, we want to turn this into like a Marvel style action movie. And she's like, okay, sign me up. Once they get down into the nitty gritty and start writing it, they trying to change her main character into this like teen sex object, and you know, just pretty much, you know, how Hollywood does. She not having it. So once she tries to like give them pushback, she notices things start happening to the people around her, the people that she's working with, and she's like, am I losing my mind? Or is like my main character coming alive and like fighting back with me? That's what the synopsis is, and that sold me. That sold me. I've said it before, can't do fantasy. Can't do science fiction. It just doesn't work it doesn't compute up here. All wheels can be firing and I just can't grasp it. But I've read like things that has like magical realism and stuff like that. Anything that's like Charmed, something with a little magic, but the people are still very much grounded in reality in a way. You know what I'm saying? That I can do, and that's what this seems like. And I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this. Now, I have said it before, predicting 5 stars, and it come back and it's a no star. So you know, don't hold me to that. Please don't hold me to that. We all taking chances. We're all just taking chances in this literary world. It's a gamble. Books are a gamble. You know? It's a drug that we are addicted to, and we just keep coming back to it, even when it does us wrong. So you know, you never know. You never know. But I'm hoping and I'm wishing that this does me right, because I don't want to be wrong. Now, I'm going to include this simply because the four of the books that I am going to show you, I recently bought all of them like when I on a trip to half price books where I spend too much money and too much time. But I already read this. Like, I just finished this. I want my money back. This is what I'm talking about when I say it's a gamble. When I say you never know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen. And sometimes nothing happens. This book, The Spight House, we have our main character, Eric Ross. He's on the run from a mysterious past. With him is his 2 daughters, 18-year-old Des, whose name is Odessa, and I think, what is she, 12, 13, I think? What's that girl's name? Stacy. We don't know what they're running from or whatever. So they come across this ad. They end up in Texas, and they come across this ad looking for somebody to stay in this haunted house to help solve a mystery that this woman, the woman who owns the house, they need you to stay in the house. That's all they're telling you. We need you to stay in this house and prove something for us. That's what we need you to do, okay? So he signs them up to do this. They get the opportunity to do it. But the entire time we're just alluding to things. We're alluding to a mysterious past that Eric and his daughters have. We're alluding to this house possibly being haunted, and we're alluding to people possibly being ghosts or zombies, and we're like just a bunch of fucking alluding. I'm tired of alluding, okay? No more alluding. I don't want to allude anymore. If alluding is wrong, I would love to be right. This book has like 50 chapters in it. How many? It's like, yeah, it's like 47, 40, 45, and don't shit happen. We don't get no actual type of action until like chapter 30 or 31. I shouldn't be damn near finished with the book before I get something. I understand building suspense and, you know, fleshing out the characters in the story, but there is literally nothing happening. We just keep talking about, ooh, something happened in the past, something mysterious going on, we can't let anybody know where we are, yada yada yada. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore at this point because you pissing me off. I need people to understand the difference between building suspense and just giving us nothing. Because y'all are giving us nothing. Johnny Compton, you gave me nothing until the book was damn near over with. And then I was still left with questions. Also, I really do like your name, Johnny Compton. That's a hell of a name. That's a hell of a name. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I bought this book, one, because of the name, and then the synopsis did sell me. Obviously, I read that, but I do like your name, sir. So this book was a disappointment. Am I saying it's a horrible, bad book? You should not buy this. I would like I said, I'll say it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,000,000 times. I will never tell you not to buy a book because you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. It just was a disappointment, and I didn't get anything until the book was almost over with, and then you didn't. I still had questions about people. Like, I had questions about Stacy. I had questions about Eric. It was just like, there was no definitive answer, and sometimes authors will leave you wondering and leave things kind of open. Things come back, Mr. Compton, because I still need something from you here. You could have put them a few pages in, and it's not often that I say make the book longer. I'm very much an advocate for taking out the fluff. But yeah, you got out of here at 260 pages. You could have came on back in and gave us a little more. Next we have The Retreat. This is one I haven't read. Back to the ones that I have not read. It's supposed to be like a TBR, hopefuls, and I done jumped into ones that I already read. But never you mind that. This is my video. This is The Writing Retreat by Julia Bartz, and this is about a main character. Her name is Alex. She's a writer. She gets the opportunity to go to she gets the opportunity to go to this woman's estate, and she is like a famous horror writer, and they get the opportunity to partake, you know, this writing retreat or whatever. Unbeknownst to them, or beknownst to them, who knows, I'm not sure, they have a month to write a book and finish it, write a manuscript and finish it for a grand prize. I think it's like a publishing deal and also some money. Also here at this writing retreat is Alex's nemesis and former best friend. And things, as they're here, things start going getting a little wonky. They get a little spooky ooky, and they get a little eerie weary. So Alex is like, look, I'm just trying to finish this damn book, win this prize, and get up out of here. So she's trying to stay alive, finish a book, and win a prize. That's what she's trying to do. So this, you know, thriller, suspense, I'm hopeful. It's really like a shot in the dark with thrillers. I am very much a literary fiction guy. A man, boy, gentleman, person, human. That's who I am. That's who I am in my heart. And I'll always know that. I'll stand on that. I'm never gonna shy away from that. Never gonna lie to you. But I'm always here for branching out. And when I do branch out, it seems like thrillers are my go-to. And I don't know why, because it's always hit or miss. They always seem to do me dirty in some way. But I keep coming back. I keep coming back. Coming back. Also, like, I don't, book of the month people, do y'all be, like, y'all be the people who get the books from the subscriptions. I've seen so many I know people sell books all the time, different ones, but book of the month, like books, y'all just don't be liking the books y'all be picking, or y'all letting them pick for y'all? Because that's all I see when I go to half price books and other secondhand bookstores. It's just like, damn, just cancel the subscription at this point, because y'all don't keep the books. Y'all not keeping them. Or once you read it, you just like, you know what, let me pass it on. You're not the type to leave them sitting on your shelf. Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is. Another one. Liberty by Miss Caitlin Greenwich. Greenwich sounds so much better this one. Like, why would you say Greenwich? Any Hoosers, Liberty. This is about our main character. Her name is Liberty Sampson. And this is a historical fiction novel. So she's coming of age in the Reconstruction era of Brooklyn. And her mother is a physician. And her mother wants her to follow in her footsteps. But she's like, nah, girl, I'm more into music. I'm an artist. I'm creative. That's where my mind is. I'm trying to be on the mic and sing a song. That's what she told her mom. Okay? But her mom ain't having it. So, you know, she meets a man, a little boy, young man from Haiti. And he sells her a dream. Gives her hopes, dreams, and promises, and whisks her away back to his island. He's an island boy. That's where he whisked her away to, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm just guessing from the blurb. And basically, she finds out that he a lying no good son of a you know what. And he got his foot on her neck just like her mama did. And like she's trying to be her own person. That's why she left. She want to be free. She want to be able to speak up for herself. She want autonomy over her life. So she has to, you know, break free from that and just figure out who she is and what she wants out of this life. This sounds like it would break your heart, but also put it back together before we got up out of here. That's what this seems like. It would be sad, but we'd end on a good note. That's what I predict for this book. That's what I predict for Miss Liberty Sampson. Yeah. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with historical fiction. They seem to find me, and I'll give them a try. It's really never really any in between, because with historical fiction, that's the thing. You know what? It's not historical fiction altogether. The thing is, with most historical fiction books that I seem to run into, they always have dual timelines. And dual timelines are what's really hit or miss for me in any type of book. Duals, because it's one I'm always really interested in, and I absolutely despise the other one. That's what it is, because I see that so much in historical fiction. There's the dual timelines. Like, no, keep it over here. So I'm hoping Liberty does me right, okay? Those are the four. Those are, well, I guess three now, because when I got the idea to like talk about these, it was four at first. I hadn't read the Spight House, but three of those are, you know, hopefuls that I want to get to this month. And like I said, Spight House I already read. Another book actually that I just finished, Sing Her Name. That book surprised me. 5-star read. 5-star read. It was time. It was due. I was due a 5-star read. I was due. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like, honestly, it's more of a 4-star, which still is a great read. But I don't know if I'm just still on like the book high. You know how you finish a book and you just sitting and you're like, damn, that was good. And then later on, you'd be like, maybe it wasn't that good, but it was still a great book. Maybe it wasn't that great, but it was still a good book. Right now, in my mind, I'm still feeling the whole great book vibes. Our main character, her name is Eden. She is in her 30s and she is from New Orleans, and she is like the sole provider for her 17-year-old brother. They have been motherless most of their life, and then their father passed away when Eden was like late teens. So I want to say maybe like right at 18, maybe 17, I'm not sure. So she's pretty much raised her little brother. It's just been them two. So after the storm hits in New Orleans in 2005, like before that, they leave. So they leave before the storm hits and they end up in New York as their like final, you know, destination or whatever. Here they are, she's in New York, she's a waitress, and she has a great voice, a great singing voice. Everyone has always known this all her life. She is the type of person who does not believe that she is allowed to hold space in this world. She has all the potential. She could do so many great things with this voice of hers, but she refuses to take space. She refuses to believe in herself and truly love who she is as a person. And it's like so many people around her can see it except her. And in addition to that whole theme and storyline of like, you know, not recognizing like your talents and like who you are as a person, we also explore like the storyline of older siblings having to take on parental roles, more specifically young black girls having to grow up too soon and take on responsibilities that they really shouldn't have to. And it was an amazing read. And one of my favorite characters from the book was their great aunt. Her name is Aunt Julia, but everyone calls her Aunt Baby. Hilarious. It's just something about reading stories about Southern people who are very traditionally Southern in the way that they speak, and not in a stereotypical way, but it's just something like I can't explain it. I cannot explain it. And it just like, it warms my heart and it just makes me smile, and it reminds me of some of my own family members, and it was just a beautiful thing. It was I enjoyed the book. But oh, I should also mention, I just talked about dual timelines. This book does have a dual timeline. We also focus on a singer who was a famous singer in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, who never got her dues, who never got the recognition she deserved. She's a famous black singer, and she sung for, you know, royalty. She sung at the White House. But because she was a black opera singer in the 1800s and late 1800s, early 1900s, obviously she wasn't getting, you know, proper credit or whatever. So she died, you know, pretty much nameless in a way. I was actually interested in both of these storylines. Granted, I was more interested in Eden's. Both of them still like held my attention though. Great book. Great book. I would highly recommend it. 5-star read. Yeah. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have for you in this video. I have read a few other books these last couple of days. I'll talk about them in a different video. I really want to just focus on these ones that I'm hopeful for. And then Sing Her Name, I had to talk about that. And then, of course, the Spight House, which I already read. So, yeah. That's it. That's all I have for y'all in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Share this video with a friend or somebody. So just share it. Get the people to watch the video so the channel can keep growing. Okay? Like, it needs to happen. We need it to happen. Y'all enjoy this. We enjoy each other, and we need other people to come and enjoy it. Okay? That's it. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.